All right, here we go. Time to do a 90s sports car tier list. I found this online and it's going to be good. And just so you know, this is the definitive tier list. No one else's opinion matters. So up first we have an Integra. I'm going to say this is an awesome car. The Integras were pretty sweet. Pretty much golden front-wheel drive era for Honda. I mean, I guess most of it was front-wheel drive besides the 80s, but pretty solid. I don't really know Benzes that well. This looks like a sweet car. I'm going to put it right there. Convertibles are actually cool. Skyline, R32. I'm going to put that in good car. No, who am I joking? I'll put it in awesome. That is a legendary car. Pretty sweet. Porsche looks like a 930 that's gonna go S tier. Perfect. I do have a large bias towards European cars, so keep that in mind. I honestly can't really tell what that is from the picture. I'm not gonna rate it. Viper. I think Vipers they're really cool, but the only reason they had really good track times is because their tires are gigantic. I think they're like 10-inch tires or like almost 11. I want to put it in overrated, but I'm going to put it in Dece because that's some American coolness. Let's see. Acura or Honda NSX. That's a cool yellow color. I don't know if this is like a specific trim or something, but it looks pretty solid. I'm going to put that one in awesome as well. I think. I don't know what to do here. I think I'm going to put it above the R32. I think I'd want to have one of these before an R32, even though they're both amazing. I would say the R32 looks a little bit better, but the NSX is just a bit more legendary, honestly. Let's see, R33. I'm going to say I would want an R33 over a NSX. They're just really cool. I think the design upgrades look really mean and aggressive. These are obviously, I don't know about this one, but they look like GTRs, so. Let's see, Mustang. I don't know what this one's called. I thought there was the Fox body, but it could have been something else. I think these are actually pretty sweet. I'm not like a huge American car person, but I do really quite enjoy these. That is an ugly, ugly color, ugly wheels. But these can go, people can mod these and they can get fast and they sound mean. They still mow down crowds, but they look cooler. This is a hot take. I believe this is an EG hatch. This looks like a special version, like a spoon or something. I'm gonna put that in S tier. People build these engines and they get them to like 700 horsepower with turbos on them. I think those are sweet. I think they're like one of the quintessential tuner cars. There's that meme about if a Honda pulls up to you with a laptop in the passenger seat, don't race it. And they're talking about these, well, at least in my mind. So I would say that's S tier. Another controversial. I'm going to say Miata is also S tier. I don't know my Miata super well. I think that's an NB chassis Miata. These are sick. Another meme. Miata's always the answer. Everyone I've known that has owned a Miata has absolutely loved it. It's literally just a little go-kart. Tons of mods, tons of aftermarket. They are a amazing car to own. I'm going to say Miata's S tier. Above these, I know I was going by what I would rather like to own, but again, my opinion is the only one that matters, so fuck off. Let's see. Silvia. I might have to start spreading these out, but Silvia, I'm going to put right above the Integra. Silvia is a beautiful car. This one looks like an S15. I think we're just about to be able to get Silvias in the States, and I'm very stoked to see more. Let's see. Evo. I think this is a Mark V Evo. This is a sweet car. I think I would have this, honestly, over the Silvia. I think that's how we're going to and we're going to do it. Okay, this was actually the Mustang I was thinking of, so I'm pretty sure that's the 0405 Mustang. So this Mustang is going here. This one is dropping down all the way down to Dece. Actually, this one goes down to overrated. These are just pretty ugly in my opinion. I'm not a huge fan of these. Could be good cars, don't know. Audi TT, another one that looks like a hairdresser car along with the Miata. I think it's probably fun to drive. I don't really like the way they look. I'm going to put it right here. I don't think they're overrated because I don't think anyone rates them at all. Let's see. This is a... Oh, what is this? A little E36. I'm going to put that one S tier. Obviously, I drive an E36. I love E36s. Aftermarket, huge. American version was gimped. We got like a shittier engine, but overall, I think it's a great car, especially nowadays. A lot of these cars are kind of like borderline unaffordable. Not this one, not this one, not these three. But these are going to be $30K and up probably for any sort of clean example for any of these. This is like probably $75K, but you could get any of these cars pretty clean, sub 10K, I would say. And then aftermarket is insane for all of those. So I would say these are huge and great cars to own. Z3 Coupe. I see that we do have the clown shoe down here, so I'll bring that up. Or sorry, Z3 Vert. Z3 Vert is a good car. It's not the best car, but it's a good car. Clown shoe. I'm going to say clown shoe is over here. I think that'll make people angry from both sides, but they're awesome. They're just not like, they're not in this tier for me, and they're not down lower for me either. I like them a lot. Some of them had the S54, which is like one of the best engines BMW has ever made, in my opinion. But yeah, not a huge fan of that. Or not. I am a huge fan, but not as much as these amazing cars. Let's see, a Vet. I don't know which Corvette this is. It's probably a C5 if I had to guess. It's like kind of ridiculous, but if you look at price ratio to how much car you're getting, Corvettes are actually like way up there. I always associate Corvettes with like midlife crises or yellow ones with a drop top for like trophy wives. But everybody puts LSs into their cars. They're cool cars. They're fast. Sometimes I mistake them for RX-7s, and I'm like, dang, that's a good looking car. And then I realize it's a Corvette, and then I feel ashamed. I actually don't fully recognize this one. I'm going to put it down here as well. This is an old Camaro. I'm going to put this one right here. Yeah, actually, I think the Mustang looks a little bit better. I don't really know much about these. I'm sure you can build them out to be fast. Just not my thing. I can't tell what this is from the picture. It might be a Lotus Spirit or something, but I honestly could not tell you. This is I believe a Koki S14. I'm going to put this one right. I'm going to put it right here, actually. I know as a BMW enthusiast, putting it above the clown shoe is probably heresy, but I think they look a little bit better. I just, I grew up loving 240s. I've always wanted one. I still want one, honestly. So I think that's up there. I actually prefer the Zenkis over these, but it's a, small margin. This is a Ferrari. I don't know much about, honestly. It could be a California. I'm going to put it down in overrated. Screw that. This is an R34. This is a very, very cool car. I'm going to put it over here. It's honestly, it's a legendary car, all-wheel drive. And I've never driven one, obviously. I think they're just coming to the States now. And they're six figures, so I don't know that I ever will be able to. Really cool dream car. I feel like we've played it in every video game. It's one of the staple cars in Fast and Furious. It's It's just the GTR, I think, when people think of GTRs. Let's see. Ooh, down to the Mark IV Supra. This is such a hot take. I want to put it into overrated, but I know it's totally not. I think it is actually right here. I just think people kind of like overhype the Supras. They do have that cool bubbly look from the 90s that I do quite enjoy. But yeah, they just like, I get it. The 2JZ is a legendary. You can build them out to like 1200 horsepower. That is super fucking cool. The driver's interior looks like a cockpit, which is awesome. But I think they're a little overhyped, honestly. Especially like for what people pay for them nowadays. I think they're like 60 plus. Maybe that's why I'm just salty that I'll probably never even graze the chance of owning one. So that could be it. Another NSX. I'm not going to rate that one. I'm going to group all the NSXs together. I'm sure this is a different trim, but I don't know enough about them to differentiate. S2K. S2K is one of the only... actually, I don't know about this anymore either. One of the only really cool 90s Japanese sports cars that haven't absolutely skyrocketed in price. They rev to like $9,000. I'm sure they are a riot to own. I am going to put the S2K right here above the Taggy. Actually, no, putting it below the Taggy. I would rather have a clean... I mean, I guess I'm going this by trim, but not this. Whatever. They're close. The only thing I don't like is that they didn't make them with hard tops, but I also live in a place where it rains a lot, so that is a big part of the decision there. Let's see. A Lotus. I want to say it is a... I don't know. I actually don't know my Lotuses very well. I do know Lotuses are super fun and they have great handling, but since I don't know much about it, I think it is unfair for me to rate this one. I'm going to put it down here. 190E. This is like the E30 competitor, another DTM car. This is specifically is like an Evo variant. I would want to put it next to the E36. Obviously, it's because it's kind of, similar. I mean, this is a little bit older, but similar eras. But I am going to put it down a lot lower because you can't find them at all. I never see a 190E. Maybe this is my BMW fanboyism, but they're really, really cool. But just for the sheer fact that you can never find them on the road anymore, and I think there's a lot lower of an aftermarket. A lot of them didn't come in manual. I'm going to put them down in the D's category. Still cool. They're rad. If I saw one, I would be stoked. This is another Evo. I don't really know which gen this was. I thought this might be a Mark IV. I think this is a Mark V. I'll throw it right. Actually, I'm just not gonna rate this one. I believe this is a Testarossa. These are cool. I'll put it right here. Another Porsche. I guess I didn't go over why Porsches are cool. I just, obviously European fanboyism. But rear engine, rear wheel drive. Most of them are manual. Most of them, like a lot of the new ones today, are even manual. Just a legendary car. I think the handling characteristics are just incredibly fun, and I think it's one of the best bang for your buck performance cars you can buy. I already rated the 930. I'm just gonna say 911s are up there. So, this is also some sort of Porsche. I believe it's a 928 or 944. Let me look it up. Yeah, it's a 928. I don't know much about these. I'm not gonna rate it since I don't know much about these. Boxsters. Boxster, everyone says it's the poor man's Porsche. It kind of is, but I'm sure they're still super fun. I think they're actually really good years of Boxsters. But you know, I'm gonna put it down here in. No, I'll put it over here. I think you could still have a lot of fun with a Boxster, particularly of these years. I think people hate on them too much, honestly, and I get it. Like if you're trying to buy this just to say you have a Porsche, that's whack. But every guy I've talked to at a car show that owns a Boxster or just owns a Boxster in general loves their car and just loves driving it. And maybe they don't even know too much about cars in general, but all they know is this is a fun car. And I think sometimes that's all you really need in an auto enthusiast, is just for them to love their car no matter what. Oh, that was a little soapboxy, but yeah, I think that's true. Let's see. Another Supra. I'm putting it down here. 300ZX. These are actually really sweet. They might have issues. I don't know. I don't really see them on the road that often anymore. But I actually really like these. Fun fact, these headlights were from Lamborghini Diablo. I think these are sweet. I think they have the Targa Top versions. They have twin turbo versions. I remember watching this video, and there was like the meanest 300ZX with the craziest anti-lag sound. I'll try to put it in the video. It sounded amazing. So I'm going to put this pretty high, actually. I'm going to put this up. It sounded amazing. So I'm going to put this pretty high, actually. I'm going to put this up. I'll put it above the Teggy. Pretty sweet. FDRX7. These are both FDRX7s. I'll just put that one down there. FDRX7 is a car that I thought, you know, from reading everything online and playing games with them, I was just like, this is such a cool car, but I would never want to own one just because of the rotary engine, and you'd have to rebuild the engine every 30,000 miles. But this is actually legitimately on my dream car list. I was working as a porter at BMW, and some guy drove his FDRX7 in for parts, and so he parked it underneath the bay, and I started chatting him up about it. He told me to get in, rev the engine, and so I hopped in there. I revved the piss out of it. It revved so high, and the cockpit felt like a fighter jet, and then the noises sounded like a fighter jet, especially because we were in kind of like in a somewhat enclosed area, so it was just echoing off the walls. And ever since then, I was just like, wow, if I ever have enough disposable income to have one of these, and I have a garage that I could have an engine rebuilt ready to go to put into it, I would 100% own one of these. I think they're beautiful. I used to have a Hot Wheels of one of these as a kid, and I loved that one. I still remember it was like yellow with red canards. I would own this car. I think it's one of the best cars to come out of the 90s. I think it's a shame that rotaries are not in existence. I understand why completely, but I'm gonna put it over here, actually, above the R34. I think. I mean, this is odd because I keep flipping back and forth from realistic and not, but this is a car that I would love to own. This is also a car that I would love to own. This is just seems unattainable, which marks it down like a ton. This is a Seat or Leon, maybe. I'm not 100% certain. I'm not going to rank this anywhere. This is an 8 Series with the pig nose. These are absolutely gorgeous. This is a car that I would love to own. I think these are somewhat attainable. You could get, one that needs some love for, I think, around $8,000 last time I checked. Probably needs a lot of love, but I think they came in like V8 and V10 configurations, which is pretty sweet. It sounds like a whole mess of problems. I'm sure they're expensive back in the day, and I'm sure it's hard to find parts, and they're hard to fix, but it looks so sweet. I remember seeing these in some of Action Bronson's earlier videos and being like, damn, that is a sweet car. I would love to own one of these. I think I'm going to put it right. Ooh. I'm going to right there. purely on style alone, I don't think it outperforms any of these cars, but it just looks so sweet and it's so rare. And if you drive down the road, most people don't even know what it is. I mean, they know it's a BMW, but they wouldn't know like, oh, that's an 8 Series. Let's see. This is looks like an old Jetta, maybe a Mark III Jetta. I'm not a VW guy. I'm not 100% certain, but it looks like a sedan. It has the brick lights. I love the way these look. I think these are a great chassis for cars. Jetta's cool. Everyone I've been in seems like it's a really solid car. Again, I'm going to go for the attainability factor here because I don't see them around that much nowadays, but I think people used to buy these and build them, and there was a nice aftermarket for them. I think they're pretty solid. This looks like a GTI. I love GTIs. My family had a Mark V GTI for a while that I drove, and I love that car. And I think that in terms of like tunability and modding, I see a lot of modded GTRs. And I think the people that have them like do care about them and love them, and it's a little fun front wheel drive car. I think these are sweet. I think these are super sweet. I am gonna switch to. Oh wow, I guess this is just the bias zone. Put it back into the bias zone. Yeah, there you go. This looks like a Dodge Stealth or something. I know nothing about these. NSX again. This is an old Jag. MR2. MR2s are sweet. I think they can kind of be little death traps. Small, mid-engine. I think they can get squirrely sometimes. But that's part of the fun, That's part of the fun. I'm going to put the MR2... I'm going to put the MR2 above the Clown Shoe and the Sylvia. I think the MR2s are pretty sweet. I think people that drive MR2s usually know what they have, and they usually care about their car. I saw one with a body kit and a big old intercooler hanging out one of the sides, and I was like, whoa, or at the front, I think. I know it's a rear engine car, so I don't know how the intercooler is out front. I may be remembering wrong, but maybe they piped it all the way back. Sounds dumb now that I think about it, but these are sweet. This is looks like an Alpha. I don't know. This is the tier of cars I know nothing about, or duplicates. Yeah, there you go. Here's our definitive list. Let me spread this out then. Let me fix this. This is going into trash. I'll keep that in overrated. No, I'll put that in trash too. Clown Shoe in the possibility of becoming overrated. I will put these further out, I guess. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where they are. Boom. I feel like I have to spread this tier out a bit. This does not belong this high. I think this is good. I think this makes sense. I think some of these obviously could go higher, but the attainability factor is something that is really weighing them down. For example, the R35 is a legendary car, but almost unattainable. These are probably in the mid-30s now, which is attainable, which actually puts them pretty high. These are 30s or higher. These I think are actually overpriced. I'm gonna knock them down for that because Supras are very cool. Just can't really get them anymore. This does not deserve to be that high. Evo's super sweet. I actually think it's just more outdated of a chassis, which is in a lot of ways having a vintage car very cool. But I think a lot of these stand the test of time a lot better. I'll put that above that then. Yeah, everything else looks pretty solid. Clown Shoe, I want to bump this up higher just for, BMW solidarity, but I really think I'd prefer to have this over an MR2, honestly. But MR2s are sweet. I think these are Fox bodies or whatever these are sweet. Jettas are sweet. This actually deserves to be higher than these. I'll put this in a D's because it's not super special. This is, I mean, Vipers are sweet. I'm not gonna sit here and say Vipers are not cool, but I would never ever own one. I think they're expensive and dumb, but I would love to drive one because I'm sure it's hilariously fun. These are all just, verts and whatever. Yeah, I think this is the definitive list. Again, my opinion is right. No one else's is. Completely biased. And, yeah, hope you're having a good day. Take it easy. Peace.